How's everybody doing? Alright, so we're gonna talk US immigration this evening, Will. Good, I'm doing good. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for asking. Guys, if you're joining me, can you help me to tap the screen and share the live? Somebody says, what happened after you receive a VAWA fee waiver? Which means that you receive the receipt notice, right? Then you're going to wait until you get a notice to do your biometrics. So VAWA is free. And so they're going to send you a letter to say that the fee waiver thing. They're going to send you that. And then you just wait to be scheduled for biometrics. All right, biometrics is where they do your fingerprint. Take a look in your background to see if there's anything there, if you have committed crimes, and stuff like that. They typically run your fingerprints in the FBI database, and so it typically brings up whatever it is there on your background. And if you did your biometrics before, that's also normal. So now you're waiting on basically a decision. Somebody says, good evening. Are they still approving J1 waivers? Been seeing a lot of denials. Yes, they have been denying some and they've been approving some, because I got an approval recently. So yes, they're still approving. Yes, they've been approving J1 waivers, especially those persons that are coming out of Jamaica. J1 waivers are taking a lengthy time. The waivers are pretty slow out of Jamaica. But yes, I've seen approvals recently. And I've also seen a lot of denials recently too. And I've also seen a denial, but then the person was issued the green card. And that's because they had an attorney who kind of briefed and argued the matter for them. Do you have anybody getting approved for VAWA? Yes, I had someone that got approved for VAWA like 3 months ago, and it took 3 years. So VAWA is lengthy. VAWA is going to take anywhere from 1 to 3 years, and we're oftentimes seeing it closer to the 3-4 year mark. Hey, Imari, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you also for asking. I hope you're doing good likewise. Guys, if you're joining me, help me to tap the screen, trying to go to 1K, 1,000, 10K likes. And that way other people will see us and join the conversation. We're talking US immigration. Everything that we discuss this evening is to be understood as educational purposes or for educational resources. None of it should be taken as legal advice. We do offer online consultations. If you text us 850-920-3475, then you could chat with us. That's 850-920-3475. Samuel says, I submitted an AOS for March base and my biometrics was waived after receiving. Is that normal? Yes, it means that they have had biometrics already for you and they're reusing it. So that's normal. That's pretty normal. That's pretty normal, which means that you have had a case before that you filed and you did your biometrics, and so now they're just reusing the biometrics which they already had, which is a good thing. Means that nothing is going on your background. Your background seems pretty clean. All right, but that's a good sign. That's a pretty good sign. All right, guys, remember to tap the screen, trying to go to 10K likes. All right. And so yes, so a lot of the issues we're seeing now with AOS, where people are getting denials, is because of the 864. I did a video on that. That's the affidavit of financial support. A lot of them, you guys are not completing them properly, or you're not paying attention to the tax return transcript, and so you think the person is making enough money, but they're not making enough money in order to sponsor you, and so sometimes you get denials with that. Previously, USS would send RFEs. They're saying, hey, we're not going to do any of that anymore. You send us something that is not accurate, we're just going to go ahead and deny your case. All right. So just pay attention to those when you're submitting. And a lot of people also, I find that they are not fully understanding their process, and so they do things sometimes which put them in a situation. And for example, right now, if your case is denied, they're going to place you in removal proceedings. So you can't risk the chance of getting denied. Somebody says, is submitting unsolicited evidence in USS account good? Yes, you can definitely submit unsolicited evidence, and it will definitely help your case. It will definitely help your case. All right. My pleasure, Samuel. Guys, if you're joining, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. I'm extremely happy that you're on here. You can ask your questions in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. If you want to reach out to me one-on-one, then it's 850-920-3475. You'll be prompted to book a consultation to talk with me. Okay? Are they still approving Sage? They are, but they're also investigating all of them because they say that they are getting fraudulent applications for Sage. All right, you remember that? Where USCIS says that they were getting fraudulent applications for Sage. And so, those, like the Sage and green card based on asylum and VAWA, those are taking a longer time span because USCIS is looking into them, because they're saying these applications are the one that people typically submit fraudulent stuff for. All right. Hey, Carlene. So just bear that in mind and just be patient again with the process. Also, if you qualify for something else, go ahead and apply for it. Do not just wait. All right. I always tell people, if you qualify for more than one relief, or and just apply. Which means that, for example, you could have an asylum pending, but then you got married to a U.S. citizen and you have good entry and stuff, so you would be able to file an adjustment to status. All right, and so that is what we say, or what we refer to as when we say you have more than one relief. All right, and yes, you can file more than one petitions with USCIS at any given time. Somebody says, does the H-1B fee affect people who are in the U.S. on F-1 applying for the lottery? No. The H-1B fee applies to people who are outside of the U.S. and have an approved H-1B, or now is applying, or no, the employer is applying for new H-1B people to come in. Then that $100,000 fee will apply. What caused the employment application to be denied if you have a pending asylum? A lot of things. Sometimes your clock is not at 180 days yet. And sometimes perhaps when they run your background check, they realize that something is there. They're not going to approve it. I've had a case like that where they ran the gentleman's background and they saw that he was in a domestic, the domestic charge. and some restraining order and stuff, and they sent an RFE stating that they noticed this and they're inclined to deny if we cannot provide an explanation as to what is going on. We were able to provide a response and then they approved the case. All right. So yes, they're not just sitting there and just approving them when they come. Things may happen, or they may look into your background and stuff like that, and they decide that they're not going to approve it. I applied for VAWA, but now my husband wants to sponsor me. Well, if you and your husband as rekindled and you think, you know, that's the route you want to go, if you file the adjustment of status, it will cancel the VAWA. Guys, remember to tap the screen and share the live. We're talking U.S. immigration. Again, nothing that we're discussing is legal advice. Everything is for educational purposes only. All right? But I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about these adjustment of status that you're submitting. Also, remember, as of the end of this October, I think, USCIS will not be accepting money orders or checks anymore. You will have to pay your fee electronically. There's a form that you will have to put your bank account or your card number or something on. Because there's already 2 cards where they will take the fee directly from your bank account. Now, here's the issue with this. You always know that you can always use a credit card, right, or a debit card to pay your fees. And I've seen situations where, people opt to use a credit or a debit card to make the payment, and USCIS try to take the payment and the card declines. And if the card declines, they're going to deny the entire case. I've seen it, right? So just make sure that when, the process changed to collecting the funds electronically, that money is in your account. Otherwise, you may get a denial. All right. And USCIS is not going to pull the money same time. They may not pull the money same time. So just bear that in mind. All right. Somebody says, I got my interview, but no work permit. Normal? Yes, it's normal. Yes, it's normal. It's totally normal. Somebody says, how long can an asylum case get approved after an asylum interview? Typically like up to 6 months sometimes, and sometimes, they'll move faster. Yeah, but sometimes up to 6 months before they send you a decision. Somebody says, if you're on scholarship and finish college, what's next? OPT would be next steps for you to take. Case transferred Nebraska to Vermont after the receipt notice for VAWA. That's typically normal. Because Nebraska is just a sorting center. That's where they're collecting those applications and sort them, and then they transfer them to the different service centers that will be adjudicating the case. And so that's normal, and they will notify you. Okay? Guys, as I've said, VAWA, there's also a little delay with the receipt notices and stuff with VAWA. So you also got to just be patient with that. Also, we do a lot of VAWA in my office. So if you are someone that's, in a relationship with perhaps a U.S. citizen or green card holder, and you are experiencing some sort of, abuse or something of that sort, and VAWA you think is your option, you can reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you with that. 850-920-3475. Shannon is asking, does paid traffic ticket affect your case? Well, you have to answer that if you've gotten a ticket or something, but it won't affect your case negatively, if that's what you're asking. How long does it take to reschedule your asylum case? I don't understand when you say reschedule your asylum case. What's going on? Why you need to reschedule your entire asylum case? All right. When I listen to lawyers, I feel scared, but when I talk to people who did the interview, it seems okay. Yes. Well, the lawyers are going to try to prepare you, right? And sometimes in preparing you, it may make you feel scared or something. But as I've always say, if you have an interview coming up or something of that sort, the only thing you need to be focused on or be worried about is preparing. So don't worry. You have an interview coming up. Don't worry. Don't stress. Don't lose sleep over it. Make sure you prepare. That's what you should be doing. Preparing. All right, because you have to go through the interview. Interview is happening on all of these cases. And yes, interview is normal. Interview was always a part of the process. And so just make sure you're prepared. That's it. You have an interview for your marriage-based green card, you and your wife. So you guys sit every day and prepare until it's time. USCIS typically give you 30 to 45 days notice. You have 30 to 45 days to sit and prepare for this interview. Right? You have 30 to 45 days to sit and prepare for this interview. Somebody here says, I received a letter that I requested to reschedule my case, but I didn't. Well, reach out to USCIS and clarify. Give them a call. Since SSN doesn't come with work permit anymore, how do you get one? So once you have been issued a work permit, then you can go online and complete the application for the SSN, or you could go to the closest SSN office and complete the application there. Typically within 3 to 7 business days, you'll get the new SSN, or you'll get your SSN. Are receipt notices taking unusually longer since lately? Yes, VAWA receipt notices are taking an unusually longer period for them to be issued. For example, I had a VAWA that we filed in February and we didn't get the receipt notice until last week. So just to give you an idea. And we had one that we filed in July, but we got the receipt notice also in early September. So, it really depends. They say that my medical and husband current tax papers, unless submitted. Yes, if you didn't submit those before, then you need to take them with you, right? If you didn't submit them before, take them with you. But if you submitted them, you would need to take it with you. How long after VAWA approval will 485 approved? If you had filed 485, then they should also be looking at adjudicating that promptly. But if you didn't know, you'll have to file the 485 and wait on them to look at it, and it may take anywhere from 6 to 9 months, because that's what we see 485s are taking right now. Guys, help me to tap the screen. Still trying to go to 10k likes. It's rough, when we come over here and attack and I answer the question them, and all I'm begging y'all to do is to just tap the screen. It's so free. I don't know that they charge for it, and y'all don't even want to do that for me. It's crazy. You filed your VAWA since 2019? Okay. Sean, what's going on? How you doing, Sean? How to light the screen? You just tap on the screen. That's it. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? Barbara, I think I'm going to come to your country and visit. I think I'm going to come over there, Barbara, I don't know. Either next year, early next year, or this year. I think I'm going to come by. I think the rest of the year is typically pretty busy over there, so it's kind of expensive, right? Yeah. Because you guys are going into the festive season now. Yeah. Thank you. Is that Chalar? Thank you so much. All right, if you need an online consultation, David is 850-920-3475. Text that number right now. Someone will respond to you and get you the link to book. It's 850-920-3475. It's right above my head, okay? Thank you so much again, guys, for coming in. Thank you for tapping the screen. Again, we're talking U.S. immigration. And if it is that you have your questions, drop them in the chat. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, I'm happy to do so with you. And we're just having these conversations to make sure people are doing the right thing when they are submitting their applications. And I hear from a lot of you that these conversations that we have really help you throughout your process. A lot of people say that my videos also help them through as they go throughout the process. Hey, Simone. So, that's why I keep doing this, because you guys are saying, it's helping you. And then there are a few of you that take advantage and use my services. Appreciative of that too. And we always get good results. It's J Boy. What's going on? Greetings. I have like 1.5 weeks left in New York, and then I'm going right back home. My sis is in the military, want a petition for her mom. What's the first step? All right, congrats to your sis, who's in the military, and yes, she can petition for mom. She needs to file that alien relative petition. If sis wants some help, we can help. It's 850-920-3475. Just send us a text message. Yes, it helped me, and I got approved on spot. Congratulations, Natty. I'm so happy for you. Can a green card holder parent petition underage child who have overstayed? Yes. Good day. I'm new here. Question: do you do anything about F3 visa? If I know anything about F3 visa, you're talking about the F3 preference category. Okay, what about it? I don't know how fast is F2A going right now. I honestly don't know. Somebody says, good evening. Can an immigrant self-petition if they have a business running under an LLC? No, that won't help you. I got an interview notice for my I-130 and I-485. My son filed for me. What should I do? Go to your interview. You should be excited. You should be excited, which it means that you're about to get your green card real quick. You're going to get your green card. So I don't know. You should not be scared. You make sure you're prepared. Make sure you and your son, you're prepared for the interview and go. You should be excited right now because you're going to get a green card soon. All right. Can you file? Somebody's asking, can you file for work authorization for your kids while you are still waiting for VAWA approval? If the kids are on it, yes. When case goes current, how long before USCIS approve it? When the case go current, it's not too much for USCIS, it's so much about the consulate. So if the case is current, you want to beg USCIS to approve it real quick so that you can go to the consulate and get through. What's an option if you came in uninspected? My daughter turns 21 next month. She's a citizen. That's an option. That's an option. So you'd want to try to call me and let's talk more about your situation, and your daughter becoming 21 who's a US citizen can possibly help you in this situation. As a green card holder, can you have people visit on tourist visa? You can send them an invitation, but it's not like a green card holder or a US citizen, can just call the embassy and says, hey, I need Jay to come and visit me for Christmas. And the embassy is going to say, oh, yes, Mr. Carter, I'll definitely have Jay come and visit you. No, that's not how it works. Yes, you can send an invitation letter to them, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a thing at all. All right? I'm now documentarily qualified and now waiting for my interview. Congratulations on that. I hope you have your interview real quick. Somebody says, having an asylum case with USCIS next month, need to have a one-on-one. Sure, certainly. 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. All right? And we're happy to talk with you to see how we can help you throughout your process. Somebody says what? Being that it's current, it's a great time. Yes, it's a great time now to request an expedite, Drea. I am, but I had previous charge in 1997. That's a long time. Almost before me born. Please answer me. Is it possible to file for work authorization for your kids? I did answer you. I did. I said if the kids are on your application as derivatives, yes. My answer, but you don't listen. Regular message or should I text? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you want to reach out. Consultation is $97. $97 is the cost for a consultation. Thank you so much, Fingers. Yeah, man, consultation is $97. Guys, remember to tap the screen and share the live. Hey, Annabelle, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Run a special on the consultation. I live in Florida. All right. Can I send an I-130 first and then the rest later? You can. You can. Yeah, you can. You said I should run a special on the consultation? Yes, it does. Yeah, it did move to 2020. Yes, it did move. Is it easier to adjust stats for mom while she's visiting or start the process from Jamaica? It depends on really what mom wants to do, but it perhaps it's easier if mom is in the US and file an adjustment of status. I filed for my I-589 in 2023. How long I have to wait? And that's an asylum, it takes a long time. Asylums take a long time. All right, let's see if we can run a 2-day special. I'll talk to the team tomorrow. If you can find some sort of humanitarian reason, Drea, if you can find some sort of humanitarian reason, you could use that. Somebody says if you're waiting for 18 months for an I-130 approval and the portal is saying case decision, that's normal. Oh, thank you so much for bringing me to 20K, Carlene. If you can get your case expedited, sure. If you can get it expedited, sure. If you can get it expedited, then sure. Let me ask the marketing team. No, it's not in there. I'm in college, but because I'm pending, I'm paying out of state tuition. Okay, yeah, but that's not really a reason to expedite your case, all right? If you're in the United States on H-2B visa, and my mother filed for me under F3 category from 2013, is it approved? Is it approved? Then is the embassy ready for you? If you file for your daughter but she's married, how long it takes? Your daughter a big woman. Your man says it's gonna take up to maybe 10 years or so. How soon can I get work permit if my priority date becomes current? You cannot adjust status. You gotta go back home, do the process there, get the green card and come back. Just make sure that you maintain your H-2B status. Don't overstay. You gotta make sure that you maintain your H-2B status and don't overstay. Again, guys, if you're looking to do a one-on-one chat with me, then the number to text or call is 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Again, we're talking U.S. immigration. If you're seeing me for the first time, go ahead and give me a quick follow. And don't hesitate also to tap the screen. Trying to go to 25K likes right now. I've been talking to you also for the last 32 minutes, which means I'm going for another 28 minutes, and then we're going to call it a good night. Thank you, Kimmy, for the follow. Can traveling documents fix your landing if you come through the border? So if you came through the border and you're saying you got travel documents? No, it may not help you to fix your border, because you might get travel document and go outside and can't come back in. All right. Hey, thank you for joining, Mont. My daughter is filed for, but she had a visa. Okay. All right. A green card holder filed for her husband January 2024. How long do you think it typically takes? That 1 to 3 years thereabout. All right. Asking for a friend, divorce, or ex-husband refused to withdraw the spousal visa. Any advice? The ex-husband is the U.S. citizen or no? How fast are they scheduling interviews in VA if you reuse biometrics? For what? Asylum or marriage-based green card? Can I adjust my status? Can I adjust my status if I'm on the H-2B program? And my mother, no, I answered you before, you cannot. So as I said, make sure you stay in H-2B status. And once the embassy is ready for you, then you fly down, do your interview and stuff, and come back with your green card. If your I-485 been denied because you didn't submit your medical, what can be done? You may want to reapply, Kimmy. All right, you may want to reapply. Yes, in VA, they're scheduling asylums real quick. I noticed that. Can you please share if the 100,000 fee applies to filing for an extension on the H-2B within the US? That I'm not sure of. The ex-husband is the American citizen and he doesn't want to withdraw the spousal visa. But they're divorced, so the case kind of dead. How long it takes for a grandmother to file for grandkids? Grandma can't file for grandkids unless grandma adopted the grandkids. My I-360 for Sage has been rejected due to payment error, and now I'm 21. Mistake was by USCIS or attorney. Okay. If my I-130 is withdrawal and I file asylum ASAP, can I potentially get an interview with USCIS office? You're going to get an interview whether or not. You're talking about a quick interview? That I can't guarantee you. Reapply even if they say it can't. Yes, because you're not appealing it. You're not appealing it, you know. If you want some help, Kimmy, reach out to me, 850-920-3475. Asking, suppose you file for and it came through, the person have a bad police record. That person, I can't see the rest, Maxine. Does she need to do anything like let USCIS know that they're divorced since he refused to withdraw it? Yeah, she can if she wants. My son asylum got denied. What else can I do for him to stay? I don't know. How old is your son? My I3 for Sage. You asked that already, but I'm not understanding what you're asking. You said you filed an I-360 for Sage and it got rejected due to payment error. And you want to know if it was a USCIS mistake or an attorney. You got to know, though, because you know the facts of your case. All right, Kimmy, no problem. No, like if an NTA is issued, can I have an interview in USCIS? If an NTA is issued, you cannot have an interview in USCIS. It's going to be with the court. Hey, Shan, how are you doing? Good night. How are you? If they can come again, so you said that they have a police record. Yeah, man, they might be able to get a waiver. Alright, no problem, Shan. Miss, your son is 30-year-old. Make your son need to go look at woman or something. Why your son never look at woman in the first place? Okay, so it was USCIS error. Why didn't you appeal? Do you think they will retain my original date when I was 20? Appeal and ask them to. Let them know it was their mistake and you're requesting that they do that. What other ways can I get a PR away from getting married? I don't know your situation, Katie, and so I can't really tell you. How soon after she can apply for K1 fiancé visa? Will there be a problem in later US interview? Once she's able to explain what happened, she should be fine. Why, Nathan, you keep asking the same question over and over, expecting a different answer? Do I need to file 2 I-130 for K1 and K2? I don't understand when you say if you need to file 2 I-130 for K1 and K2. The filing of the asylum is not what will trigger the NTAs, the withdrawal of the I-130. Can you get a green card marrying someone with a 10-year green card? You can if you're outside of the country. If you're inside of the country, you're going to require a waiver. Right? So if you're inside the country, you're going to require a waiver. But if you're outside, you definitely can. What if you both live here? Yeah, you're going to require a waiver later on. So ask the 10-year green card holder to get naturalized. And if the 10-year green card holder get naturalized, then they can adjust your status. You're doing a great job. I know it's helpful for a lot of people. Thank you, Arlene. It is helpful, but they're not helpful to me. They're not at the screen. If I potentially get interview before NTA is issued, can't I? Yes, you can. Do you accompany clients? I have an attorney, Mrs. Warmington, and she does. Well, she and I. But yes. Do you do EB to NIW? Yes, we do. How does that usually take place? Long. I'm not understanding your question. Is Queen Jamie finger them hurt me? Thank you for tapping the screen, Annabelle. Thank you. How fast do they issue NT after withdrawal? Nathan, leave me alone. Let somebody else ask another question. I'm not in Houston. I'm currently in New York, but it doesn't matter where I'm at. I can help you. All right. If you have a denial with USCIS, it can take anywhere from 15 days to as long as to place you in removal proceedings. My daughter filed for asylum. Is there a way I can put in an I-130 for her? Yes, depending on your daughter's age. Yes. Now I'm current and 6 months in waiting. How long it normally take for F3? Is your I-130 approved? How long is the wait to pledge? Yeah, talk about naturalization. I mean, you can put it, but is it really going to help her though? I-290 takes sometimes anywhere from 7 to 9 months for them to even respond to you. Sometimes they respond earlier, especially when they're denying it. How long does it normally take to get your work permit after applying for it? It depends on the case, the category. For example, I did a work permit renewal. It wasn't approved until today, and it took over a year to approve. Do I need to file separate I-130 and 485 for K1 and K2? Yes. Okay, yes. But why are you filing I-130 if you came on K1 or K2? If you have a case going on, asylum case going on, and you move to a different state, yes. So if whatever you're doing with immigration, once you move, you must notify USCIS within 10 days of your move, and you have 5 days in which to notify the court if you're in court. All right. Hi, my I-130 is still pending. I call USCIS. They said it is in queue for review, but it passed what? It passed the normal processing time. But it's in queue for review. It's a lot of I-130s out there pending, you know. I have the same last name as you. Oh, well, nice, Nikki. No, it's a visa. What are you talking about? I don't know what we're talking about right there, Nikki. Nigga is Berry. Is it illegal to have a marriage base and VAWA case together? Is it so? If you say, for example, you got married to somebody and then it never worked out, right? You was abusive, and then you file a VAWA, and then later you divorce and remarry somebody, and you file an AOS, then typically the AOS cancels the VAWA. All right. I have an interview next month, marriage based. Any advice is yes. Make sure you prepare. Make sure that you and your spouse is prepared and is on the same page. Make sure also to tell the truth. Okay, do not lie. Tell the truth, and it will go smoothly for you. Okay, if it's past the processing time, all you can do is to do your inquiry. And as I said, that is in queue for review. So hopefully they'll look at it pretty soon. Do you have any additional evidence to upload online in the unsolicited evidence area? Maybe that will help them to speed up the decision. If you seek asylum on visa, what happens? Do you go to court? No, you go to USCIS. If it's denied at USCIS, then they forward you to the court. As an LPR, I've filed February 2024 for my husband in Jamaica with big jump on the bulletin. How does that affect? Well, first of all, you need to get the I-130 approved, and then you think about the bulletin. All right. I have second interview tomorrow after uploading affidavit of support. Okay. Well, all the best on your interview tomorrow. I really hope you get approval on this. Let me do that. Guys, 12 more minutes on here and then I'm gonna go, okay? All right, somebody says if it's in queue review, that means it's not touched since I submitted it. No, it means that queue is a line. So it is in line for review. All right. All right. Yeah, update me. Thank you. Okay, they talk to you first whenever you go on the interview. I'm not following Barry. If my I-130 moved from one service center to another, does it mean anything after a year? Not really. How long do you think for approval, Jay? Approval on what again? No, I'm not in Canada. I'm in the US. I'm actually in New York as we speak. Do you know the time frame, please, for F1 family-based petition? Family-based petition, F1 is current. Time frame 1 to 3 years. What is the best time to call you? You can text the number now, 850-920-3475. It's $97 to talk to me. It's $97 to talk to me. Mother filing for daughter over 21. Oh, if the daughter is over 21? If the daughter is over 21, it would be F1 category. It would not be F1. What is the difference between actively reviewing and queue reviewed? I don't know if there's really a difference. Because sometimes they say actively reviewing and nobody's really looking at the case. You understand? My spouse I-130 petition now in the NVC process. How fast can it take? It can actually move pretty fast. If you know what you're doing, it can actually move pretty fast. Good day, Jay. When are you coming to Arizona? I was in Arizona already. Not going back to Arizona in the foreseeable future. If you marry, can you put in your work permit first, or you have to put in all the paperwork? Yeah, you have to put in all the paperwork. You can't put in the work permit first. What is the difference between? I think we talk about that. Somebody says plus $3 tip, or you're telling them to sell $100. If I'm in Buffalo, yes, I do have two people right now in Buffalo that are working with me. So yes, if you're in Buffalo, you can reach out to us. 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. File 2024 for spouse. How long it takes for USS to approve? It really depends. I had a case that we filed in January 2025 and it's already approved and at NVC. You understand? My spouse I-130 is now at NVC. How long the processing can take, it really depends. It depends on how quickly you get it documentally qualified. Then, they might be scheduled for an interview quickly after that. Somebody says, how much time does VAWA take? No, still taking 1 to 3 years, oftentimes closer to 3 years. All right, so Q review, I have to wait again. It's almost 4 years. I understand, just keep following up. All right, how long it takes for daughter filing for mother? That one is pretty quick. So how long I-130 and I-45 approval after RFE evidence submitted after a successful interview? They say anywhere up to 120 days. It can be less or it can be more. All right. J Mega call you need an expedite. All right, cool. You have anyone in Atlanta working for you? I live in Atlanta, Lucky Star. I live in Atlanta. I'm just traveling to New York right now. But I live in Atlanta. I'm coming back early October. All right. If I apply for a waiver to file for I-130 as a citizen, is there a chance for approval? If I apply for a waiver to apply for I-130, I'm not understanding what you're asking. IJ, if you are Army wife, how long can you file for citizenship? It depends. Really depends. Is your husband deployed? Can I travel to US as Ethiopia passport holder? I do live in Europe and I have a visa. I would suppose so. But do your own research before you do it. You want to file and you want to use fee waiver? I mean, I'm not saying you can't use the fee waiver, but boy. And I don't know if there's a fee waiver for I-130. I don't know. Yes, TT, that alone says a lot. I know I was saying a lot when I said it like that. I know I was saying a lot when I say it like that. Your husband is currently deployed and you have a green card, you might be able to use Section 319B of the INA to naturalize if you've had a green card for over a year. If you're married for 1 year and divorced, can you get your papers work same way? You divorced, what happened? What caused you to have divorced? Tell me what caused you to have divorced. Let's talk. 850-920-3475. Again, guys, if you're looking to do that one-on-one chat with me, it's 850-920-3475. Go ahead, send us a text message and we'll get you connected. You can book your consultation to talk with us and we'll be happy to check on your case if it's something we're interested in. But guys, it was good connecting with you this evening again. I'm going for another 5 minutes and then I'll get off here. Thank you so much again for all the support. If you want to reach out to us, 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Somebody says, IJ, how long for NVC interview in Jamaica on family base? It really depends. When you say family base, which family file for who? It's a lot that has to come with it. Are you already documentarily qualified? What's going on? How long after case approved to get green card? Typically anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, a green card will be in your mail. Yes, if you have unsolicited evidence, yes, go ahead and upload it. It sometimes helps, or it oftentimes helps. So if you have unsolicited evidence, go ahead and upload it. Where can I get information about traveling and so on? You can always look at the USCIS or the Department of State website. Somebody says, how long does it take for a daughter filing for mom? 1 to 2 years. What is best to do with my I-130 actively reviewing? Wait. What's the timeline on processing for I-140 for wife and child? Is it I-140 or I-130? And if I-130, 1 to 2 years. Family base, like over 21 children, I-130. Yeah, if they're over 21, it's going to take anywhere from, it may take anywhere from 5 to 10 years, honestly. And when they become over 21, you know, they're no longer family, they're relatives. All right, again, guys, if you're trying to make that one-on-one chat with me, text us 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. We're also on WhatsApp with that number, so you could WhatsApp us also, 850-920-3475, and we'll be happy to connect with you to get you book your consultation. It's $97, and I think I will be running a sale starting tomorrow. The sale will start tomorrow for... I am reducing consultation to $79. So $79 starting tomorrow. $79 starting tomorrow for consultation. All right. Go ahead and reach out to us, 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. That's sale on, somebody just asked me to do a sale on consultation. And so I'm going to do it. It's going to be $79. And you can text us 850-920-3475 to get the link. It's 850-920-3475. We're on text, WhatsApp, wherever you want to find us. We're there. You can text us for the link and you get your consultation discounted to $79. Again, that's 850-920-3475. Good evening. Do fiancé visa still in process? Yes. Yes, American citizens still going out of the country and go fall in love with immigrant men. So yes. All right, guys, but thank you so much again for coming on. If you want that one-on-one chat with me, you know where to find me, 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Thank you so much again for coming on this evening. It's a pleasure connecting with you. Until then, walk good.